Welcome to Trusted Talks with Maria. I am your host, Maria Atieno. Today, guys, we have yet another inspiring stories. And you know what? I'm getting to love these stories because we get to learn a lot. And today on our show, we have the CEO of Learnsoft, Beliotech Solution. So guys, make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Without taking much time, allow me to introduce the CEO on set. Karibu sana Jared.
Thank you so much, Maria. Good to show up in this meeting.
Nice to host you.
Thank you so much.
How are you?
I'm good. Yes.
You're looking so nice.
Asante sana. Yeah.
Karibu sana.
Thank you.
So please, would you introduce yourself to us? Tell us who Jared is.
Yeah. My name is Jared Manduka. I'm the Learnsoft Beliotech Solution CEO and founder. Learnsoft has been running for the last 5 years, and we are privileged to have made some impact in the society. Yes. Apart from just being the CEO, I'm also an author. I've published my book last year, and I also do graphic designs and research. So I would say that I'm an all-round CEO.
Wow, that's amazing. So please, would you tell us what was it like growing up? What did you love to do as a young boy, and how did that inspire you to be the person you are today?
Well, I think I've grown from the village. I have not just started my life in Nairobi. I've typically come from the village. I come from an environment that has basically a family that is not a humble background, basically, whereby my dad has been a cook in an high school, and my mom is just a housewife. So basically, our family is very humble, but it has a religious background whereby we go to church, and we've been raised knowing that the church is a place to go on every Sunday, so that we can be able to basically tell our needs to God. Yeah. So growing up, I've also gone to school in the rural areas, but that hasn't stopped us from being the best. You see, in an environment where you are, you have to do your best to even do better than your parents. So even if I went to the rural schools, I was able to also perform so well, and then I transitioned to high school, where I also performed well, then transitioned to university. So basically, what inspired me as a child, I don't think I had some good life in terms of you see, children will engage in things like playing football and all that. My mom was very strict in terms of when you come home from school, you ensure that you do the duties that were assigned. So I was more confined to, if I'm not doing the tasks for the parent, then I'll be reading. I would say I was a reader, basically. So the kind of time to go play around, it wasn't so much. And then my mom was very strict. If you're not reading, you're not doing an assignment, then you might be sleeping. I think those are the options which are more available. But I tried athletics some time back. I would run at school level, and then I wouldn't proceed past there. But activities like athletics have always inspired me. Then I later joined volleyball. I would play volleyball, which of course the main teaching from anything that requires more than one person, it's teamwork. So I've known and learned that you need to exercise teamwork for you to achieve the objective. If you are working on something that requires more than one person.
That is very key. That is very key. So you are the CEO of Beliotech.
Yes.
Learnsoft Beliotech.
Yes.
So have you ever been employed before?
Yeah, I think, partly, not really employment. When you come out of campus, you need to gain some experience so that you can be able to see how things are done professionally and gain that experience. Yeah, I was called by a company. I think we were doing as a software engineer because my background is computer science to develop their system for health systems. That is HMIS. But we did it for like 2 years, and then I left just to concentrate on Learnsoft Beliotech solutions. Yes.
Okay. So, what inspired you to be a CEO?
I would say I wasn't inspired to be a CEO, but it came because once you have a vision to achieve something or a goal, you have to work towards it. The CEO is just the name, but the vision behind the brand name is what matters. So my inspiration comes out of the need to solve a problem because with my skills in programming, we're able to build systems which are made to basically solve the problems in the society. So my inspiration of building a brand that specializes in software development is to ensure that we are able to solve the problems at hand and be able to meet the needs of the society. So with time now building and solving people's problems, you find that you've already established, you have already branded yourself, and then of course in corporate market you just need to have a leader. So you just have to be the CEO.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So when did you establish your company?
I would say Learnsoft Beliotech Solutions was started in 2017 out of my idea, and then we had other two which I brought on board so that we can be able to probably help me push the agenda of making it known to the people that we have a solution. So then we started it, and then of course there are those challenges which come in place when you talk about a startup.
Yes.
It is not a walk in the park. You have to ensure that you put the right strategies.
Yeah.
So it was challenging. It was challenging actually, ensuring that all the people, the two people who I brought on board, they understand the vision or maybe the direction which I'm taking as a founder. But some broke away because of such. Sometimes if you're the vision bearer and the people you brought on board do not get to understand why are we here, where are we walking to, probably you might lose them, and that's how I lost them. They just came on board to give me the name, but after there, because no coins were coming to the pocket of which when you're starting, you spend instead of gaining. When you're starting anything, sometimes you might be required to first spend before you can be able to earn. So they never stayed long enough to witness the earning part. So they left before. They say they left the party too early.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yes. How has been the journey like since you started? How has been the journey so far? What can you say since maybe you started the company to now?
The journey has been both bitter and sweet, I might say. The first 3 years of the establishment, they weren't easy because we had to make sure that we stand out there in terms of making the brand known. But now, like another startup, with time we have realized that we already established in terms of the human resources that we have, because we've already built the capacity, the human resource capacity. We have also ensured that our products are well known and they are meeting the immediate needs of the clients. So basically the journey has been, but the first 3 years they were really a struggle, because that's a moment that when Learnsoft was trying to bring on board maybe marketers so that they can be able to pitch the products. It's also the time when you're trying to build a brand that cannot be rejected. Because sometimes we since we specialize in software, having started with the system for the schools, we did not imagine that we can be able to meet each and every need of the school. So we were struggling in terms of serving client A who has a different need from client B. So those kind of technicalities, and then refining the system so that it can be able to accommodate the different clients. It was a struggle. So we had to take more time, of course, and spend more resources on the same to make the product work.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. That's amazing. And you've talked about some challenges from the time you established the business. You've talked about the co-founders leaving you at some point.
Yeah.
I would love for you to tell us how the experience was. Like, what do you think led these people maybe to leave?
Yeah. I would say that probably the reason why they left is, one, we did not see the sense. As I indicated, we before you start earning, you need to spend, and every person needs to know why are they spending. Yeah. In as much as I try to pitch the idea to them, the vision of the company to them, probably the issue was when are we starting earning? Yes. So if you don't have clarity of where your money or when the money will come in, then you become you fall back, you fall your hand back, so that until you see that clarity. But as a founder, you already have that already figured out. So probably is the issue why probably they left is based on maybe the earning, and maybe they were not ready to incur expenses without having seeing the return on investment on the same. Then the other thing would have been that time the product was not even ready, because we starting up, the product wasn't ready. So it required them, or maybe all of us, to come together and spend more time to refine the system. Probably not everyone was willing to go that extra mile for the start. So what do? You just leave the party. That's the reason probably they left. Okay. Yes, but what I would appreciate of them, of course, the whole idea, they gave me the name, because Beliotech is coming from one of them, and then Learnsoft came from the other one. So they gave me the name, and here we are a brand now.
Okay. Do you mind telling us about the name?
The name of it's basically from, if you look at Learnsoft. Learnsoft is just as it is. One of the founders gave us that. But now the other one is Belio. Belio it's taken from a Kalenjin name, or maybe noun called Belio, which means elephant. So elephant in Kalenjin means it's called Belio basically. So the guy brought Belio so that we can be able to attach tech to mean a giant tech company. So that's the source of our name, that middle name.
Okay. Yes. That is very powerful. That is very powerful. And you also talked about the products in the beginning. The products were not very well defined. Maybe there is someone who is watching and they would love to know which products you have as a company. I don't know if you can be able to maybe touch on that. Tell us the products maybe.
At Learnsoft we have a number of products. I think I would just probably say a few. We have close to 12 products, which to date we have already built and they are selling in the market. The one which we started with is the Learnsoft School ERP. It's basically serving both primary schools and secondary schools. Now with the change over of probably 844 transitioning, and then we have CBC, we have already incorporated those changes. So that is one product that is already selling. And then to date we have close to 110 schools we have already sold the product to. So that means it is cutting from primary to secondary schools. Altogether we have close to 110 schools. Then again, in terms of the usability of the system, it's very friendly, because you don't expect the users of the system to be tech savvy. So we have made it very simple, small interface, very reliable, but achieving the objective of the same. Then the 110 schools are cutting across that 3 counties. So I know with time we'll be able to take over the 47 counties and make the brand known out there. So the second largest, I think that is the main system that we have already sold so well. Then we also have the circle system, which serves the circles, chamas, so it enables them to keep track of how members are being registered, payments, loans, and all that, keeping inventory of the circle information every time they do transactions. We also have the payroll system for managing human resources and salary payments. that also handles assets movement and all that. Then the other major one is a point of sale. We have Topos point of sale that we have already sold to close to 23 clients, basically supermarkets, hardwares, and all that. So it's a product that is really moving because it is helping you do inventory of your items which you bring on board, and also how to dispense them. When probably the stock goes down, it notifies you, it gives you reports and all that. And then you keep you updated of the flow and the outflow of your products. Yes, in the inventory. So I think we basically have a number of them. We also incorporate graphics design. We do graphics design like logos and all that, branding basically, and the design of mobile and mobile applications, and also websites, e-commerces and all that.
Okay.
Yes.
From your profile online, I've seen that you have received, is it 2 awards?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Would you tell us about the awards and also tell us how that inspires you maybe to become the best person you are today?
Thank you. I think when it comes to being awarded, it means that someone has already identified something you've done extraordinarily. Now, that means in as much as we do not see that our product is really serving or doing something good to the society, then other people have already identified that. So one of them is one of the awards we've gotten last year was we were awarded by the County and Town Planners Association of Kenya, which recognized Learnsoft School ERP as the best solution, which automates the school processes. That one came in handy to inspire us to even reach more schools, so that we can be able to help the schools make their lives better. Because we realize that a school, maybe teachers are spending 4 to 5 days analyzing the marks with a lot of errors. Then why don't we have, that is a problem already. Then we sorted it using the system in place. So that comes to inspire us. It has inspired us and also ensured the marketing team has something even to pitch the product. Because when you are praised, then it becomes even easy to pitch the product to the prospects and leads. So that is one of them. The second one was given we were awarded by the Connected Awards. That is a Nigerian company that recognized our effort in terms of the company level, not just one product, but how we've been able to give products which are solving the needs of the society, basically. So it was a competitive kind of selection, but we emerged to be winners, gold winners of that particular category, of product designer category. Yeah. So these awards, the two of them have already given us a better platform and a better strength to be able to reach out to a bigger audience. Because at the end of the day, we do not want to win. We want the client to win in terms of praising Learnsoft for solving their problems and even automating their processes. Yes. Yeah.
That's amazing. And when you were introducing yourself, you introduced yourself as an author also. And here I see a book, and it's Tembe Kajimezea. Yeah. So would you tell us about the book and what inspired you to publish the book, and just tell us about how this came into existence.
All right. This book it's a 8-year-old work, which of course came to fulfillment last year. I actually published it last year, but the manuscript was first written 8 years ago. Now, it doesn't mean that we stole in making it published, but I loved Swahili in high school, and I had already started the story from high school, so I would build on it. So this is a long story. It's not the tamthilia, but in riwaya. That means it's a continuous prose from start to the end. So it takes you from point A all the way to the last point. So the inspiration behind this is just that I loved Swahili, and also I had a very articulate Swahili teacher who inspired us to even do. I remember when we were doing the set books, we would we would be narrating maybe 1 or 2 paragraphs without pausing. You see, that is preparing for the exams. So that gave us the experience to be able to even see our thoughts should be able to flow. How can we be bring out a story creatively to bring knowledge or maybe a society to understanding. Now, this book incorporates a lot of things. Of course, it can be studied at high school and even young kids, because it's an inspiring story in terms of anyone can be able to read and understand, those who understand Swahili. So how we've come to partner together. Now you will be wondering, why would a software engineer write a Swahili? They are not even close. They are not even close to each other. But now with our product being sold in those many schools that I've already mentioned, we've even seen the sense, and that's why I even publish it, so that we can be able to partner with those schools. Because who resides in the school? They are children, basically students, and they read. And if you go back to high school, you find that they are reading a set book. And it's not different from this, because this is just a continuous process. So what we do to give back to the society, we partnered with those schools so that we can be able even to give a few copies, if not many, to them, so that we can be able to grow the community as well. And teachers and management has already appreciated that particular effort. Even as we market the product, the software, we are able also to appreciate the schools in a different way, so that we keep the culture of learning and gaining skills.
Okay.
Yes.
That's so amazing. And Jared, I would like to ask, what keeps you motivated, as the CEO, as the vision bearer? I understand maybe at some point it reaches a point you feel like maybe things are not moving the way you want. I know it gets to that point. I don't know what motivates you, or rather, have you ever reached to that point and you feel like you want to give up?
Well, I would say that yes, there are those points where you wake up in the morning and you don't feel like going to work. You don't even want to make a call to a client or something, attend a meeting. But basically you have to, because life has to have those ups and downs. Now, one of the inspirations that keeps me moving as a CEO is one of the things I realize I'm leading a team. And the moment you realize that you're leading a team, like in our case, we have close to 22 employees. What happens if I give up? What is the fate of these 22 employees? So basically, that is an inspiration by itself. Yes, you promised employee A you'll be approving a letter. You haven't yet approved. They'll give you a call, probably to ask how far I am with that particular approval. So you cannot basically afford, because these people probably are relying on this. They look up to me to make sure that things are moving. Yet again, now look at the 110 clients from one product. The moment you give up, the fate of this is already gone. So that already inspires you to even go further, because your list of the people looking up to you, it's increasing every day. As you get new employees, as you get new clients, it tells you that you do have a reason. You started this, you have to finish it. So basically, that is very important. And also, I think I'm result oriented. Sometimes you find that if something is not working, you have to switch your strategy. Now, what is bringing you down? Probably you started a product, you are not able to pitch it or maybe sell it to the. What are the issues? You need to narrow down to the cause of the problem. Is it employees? Is it the approach in which we took the product? Because obviously, if everything is moving smoothly, I don't think you will have issues with waking up. You'll not be down. You'll have your spirits up. But our spirits go down if we do not meet an objective. Something like that. But now, if we are able to now narrow down to the problems and solve them and understand them in a better way, then I think we'll stay afloat in all things.
And what are some of the lessons probably you have learned so far? And do you have any advice to maybe someone who is thinking of maybe to start a company, or maybe to someone who has already started a company and is feeling like he or she wants to give up? What is the advice you can give?
Well, Yeah, to those who are starting, of course, yeah, I'll tell them that it's not a walk in the park. You have to work yourself up. One of the things you need to have in mind is that if you carry the vision of that particular platform, or maybe the company you're starting, then as long as it's a solid idea, make it work with determination. One of the things you might realize is that when it is starting, it will be bitter.
Yes.
But it doesn't mean that you have the room to give up. One of the things you might need to do is to probably consult more before you even begin anything. Consult those who know more in the same area, so that you can gain experience.
Yes.
For example, if you're specializing in maybe human resources,
yes,
why don't you consult those who have experience in the same
those
field and gather as much information as possible. Now, if it comes to now the actual activation or maybe commencement of the company, you also need to have the strategic plan. What plan do I have for the maybe short-term plans and also the long-term plan? You can give yourself maybe a 3-year. I think 3-year plan is very good for you to be able to evaluate whether you are making any progression or not. Yeah. So that, and then you choose the right people. Choosing the right people to work with is very important, because as I've given you my stories that some gave up because they did not see the essence of that.
Yes.
But if we had someone who is already determined to work with you to the latter stage, you will be able to not lose them along the way. So choosing the right people is also very important. Gaining as much information about the field is very important also, to give you of what to expect at the end of the day. Yeah, of course, there are so many benefits of being able to have your company up and running, because one of the things is you'll be able to know that that purpose that you had in mind has been achieved. And look at Learnsoft. If you look at the employees that we have already employed, they are benefiting from the same idea that you gave. Because if it were not for Learnsoft, probably the 22 employees would not be earning anything from there. So you also look at the impact you are making around you. You influence people, you bring them up, and then you'll be there praising the team and also the whole organization in terms of the goals that you've set ahead. Yes.
And some of the lessons probably?
Yeah, lessons is that I should, as a leader, I should be able to embrace teamwork. Teamwork is very important. If you try to run the show alone, probably you will not be able to proceed. It is teamwork that determines how far you can be able to move.
Yes.
The other thing is organizational skills. Sometimes we feel I never use the word I, in as much as something came from me.
You.
Yes. I never use the word I. You. I did. Yes, but we always say we. I always use the word we, so that it shows everyone was included in the same area. So yes, because the moment you say I, someone there who did a lot will say that I was left out. Yeah. Then they are demotivated. Yeah. Also, as a team, I usually encourage, of course, mostly marketers and techies to ensure that in as much as you're doing a lot, avoid activities, but concentrate on deliverables. You see, you can write for me a report of what you did the whole day, but you find that it is very little what you have achieved in terms of the objectives that you're setting. So why don't we concentrate on results instead of activities? Yeah, because I know it is a culture with marketers where they tell you, I worked from client A to Z, but you can't even formulate anything from the same. Yeah. So it's very important that we document the actual results out of what you did out from during the day. Then again, I've learned that in as much as you might not have the influence, what you're doing can be able to influence. You see, as a brand, Learnsoft can be able to influence on behalf of me, because it is what we have already done and impacted on the society, that the society will uphold what the solution you have given to them. So it is not me to praise myself, but rather the impact that we have already put to the society.
Can you repeat that again? I want to get it right.
Yeah, so basically I'm saying it is not about me, rather the brand giving the impact to the society. Yeah, I know we do a lot, but basically let the product, let let the product give the impact
Yes.
to the users and consumers, so to say.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. So where can people find you on the social media platforms?
Right. We are available on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. Yeah. If you search for Learnsoft Beliotech Solution, our name is very unique. You'll be able to find us there.
Yes.
Yeah. For personal handle, it's Jared Mwanduka. Just that. You'll be able to find me in all social media platforms.
All the platforms.
Yeah, I would encourage LinkedIn, of course. We post a lot of jobs, so if you have an opportunity, just go through it. You can be able to see an opportunity to engage with us. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I think we are winding up, and I don't think there is anything left. I don't know if do you have anything that you feel maybe you can add, or maybe a closing remark?
I would say thank you for inviting me for this particular interview. I think it's out of your courtesy that I'll be able to be here, and thank you so much. I think that is much I can be able to appreciate. Yes.
You're welcome.
All right.
Any other thing?
I'm fine.
You're fine.
Yes.
Okay. That's okay. So guys, we have reached the end of our show today. And it has been an amazing episode to be here today with the CEO of Learnsoft, Beliotech Solutions. I believe, guys, we have learned a lot. And I'm getting to love these interviews with the CEOs because I believe there is a lot for us to learn from. So far, we've learned a lot. For me personally, I've learned so much today from the CEO of Learnsoft Beliotech Solutions. I have learned that for anyone who is planning to start a company, or maybe you have already started a company, you need to consult a lot. This is something that I know we don't do. For me, also, I started a business some time back, and I didn't do this. I didn't consult. I didn't talk to people maybe who have been in the industry. So I believe that is a very powerful message. And guys, I hope also you have learned a lot. So with that, I believe we've reached the end. So until next time, goodbye. Thank you.